All right, welcome back everyone. Today in this video, I am going to build live with you, literally start to finish, an entire funnel. We're talking go high level landing pages or ClickFunnels landing pages, Typeform opt-ins through OnceHub, making sure all the URL parameters are stringing together correctly, sending over to close.com, how to set up the Zaps for close.com, setting up your close.com account. I mean, an end-to-end back-end system for any high-ticket coaching business or any other business that has basically a landing page with an opt-in that's going to go to a sales organization. So we're going to break it down literally step by step. Now, for those that don't know me, my name is Jordan. I've been building sales systems just like the one I'm about to show you for about 8 years. I've been blessed to be able to work with some of the biggest names in the high ticket coaching space and many outside of it. So without further ado, we are just going to jump straight into this. Now, I'm going to use Go High Level for the actual landing pages. I'll explain why. But at the end of the day, the process is going to be exactly the same, okay? So we're going to use Typeform, OnceHub, Zapier. I'm going to show you how to format every single one of these and make sure that's coming in here. So first off, if you're brand new, trying to build this for the first time, you just need to go create a OnceHub account, a Zapier account, a close.com account. I'll have a demo link in the description below if you haven't fired one of those up. Typeform account. Now, alternatively, if you don't want to use Typeform, you can, Typeform and ClickFunnels, you can use Go High Level Forms, and I'm going to show you also how to webhook that information over. So I'll show you both methods. But essentially, we are going to start by building our landing page, and then let me just pull up like my sub account here. So we are going to switch to this. And just to put it in perspective, guys, we've made hundreds of millions of dollars literally through these exact systems and funnels. So if you just follow this and build it and you have some decent marketing, this is how you can make a ton of money very easily, keep track of all your leads, make sure nothing ever slips through the cracks. So when we come in here, we're going to go to sites and I'm just going to build literally start to finish with you guys. So we're just going to grab a funnel template. Obviously you can use whatever landing page you have, but let's find like a halfway decent looking one that we can use. I don't know, SaaS resources. I don't use templates normally, but it doesn't really matter. Let's just use this first one. So we'll grab this right here. And then once we do that, we're going to click continue. And it's going to add the funnel into here. Now, something you need to do, obviously, with your funnel, I'm going to try to take you through every step possible. So when you clone your funnel, it doesn't matter if it's ClickFunnels or in here, you have to set up a domain. So go buy a domain if you've never bought one, and then you just add it in settings. I'll show you where to add it here in a moment. We just need to give Go High Level its good old time to load. And there we go. Perfect. So I believe it's this business service one. Yes, business services. Cool. So we have a home page, we have an appointment page, and a thank you page. So that's literally perfect. That's exactly what we need. So the first thing we're going to do is go publish this thing. So go over to publishing right here, settings, and then make sure you're on a domain. So if you haven't connected your domain, you can just add a domain here, but you can purchase or connect a domain by clicking on one of these buttons, and it will take you through the steps. Now, once you have your domain connected, go ahead and scroll down here, and we're going to click save and make that live. Some paths conflict with other funnels. So when it says paths, what is that referring to? Oh, it's going to change those, but I'll show you what the paths are actually referring to. So when you come in here, this is identical in ClickFunnels. So you should see literally almost the same button. So you'll see a little settings icon here on your landing page. You just click this, and then you can see your path. So let's change this path to /YouTube demo. So you guys will actually be able to go to this and see it live if you're watching this before I take it back down. So YouTube -demo and let's do application page. Okay. We'll just do that. So boom. We're going to create this application page right here. Now, if you're only trying to figure out one specific part of this process, feel free to skip ahead. But like I said, I'm going to try to go through the whole thing. So that's good to go. Now, what you'll notice is when I pop this out, it's going to pull up this URL, but here it'll have a different URL. So you can just click on settings and then you can actually change it right here to the same as the other one if you want. I don't really worry about it. You don't need to stress about it right now. So then we come to appointment. I'm going to do the same just to keep this as straightforward as possible. So we're going to do YouTube dash demo dash book dash call. Okay. Update page. And this is on my main primary domain for our organization or our company. So there we go. And then we're going to go to thank you page. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to come in here. We're going to do YouTube dash thank you. Only lowercase letters, numbers. Oh, there's a space right here. That's why. Dash thank you. We're going to put demo dash. Okay. So update page. So there we go. And we'll let this update real quick. Like I said, if you're in ClickFunnels, it looks almost identical to this. So boom, there we go. So we got our funnel pages updated. Now let's go into the landing page and we're going to get our first thing set up, which is either your type form or your go high level form. So I'm going to show you both ways. So we're going to do this right here. We're just going to change this to text. We're going to do apply now. And then we'll scroll down. You can see the button actions going to the next step. We want to either open pop-up if we're doing that, or we can embed the application directly on here, okay? So let's just do open pop-up, and then pop-up is going to be right there, and we'll save that. And then your pop-up settings in Go High Level specifically are going to be up here. Very similar, again, to ClickFunnels. We just click right here, and then we have the pop-up. So we're going to click on the pop-up. We're going to add row. And now we got to embed something here. And like I said, you can do either a form. So you can add the form from Go High Level if you have a form, or we can come over to type form. We can create a new form. We're going to just keep this form as simple as possible. Start from scratch. I should have probably done a template, but it's all good. We'll do contact info right here. And we should see first name, last name, phone number, email, and company. So we're going to go ahead and share that. And boom. And it's going to take me to this next page. And then we want embedded in a web page, right? And once we have this, we'll click start embedding. We're going to copy the code right here. We're going to come back to our landing page. Now, if you want to embed directly on the pop-up like I'm doing here, we just need to grab a code block and pop that in there. Oh, I guess it wants me to click it, not drag it. Code block. Oh my gosh. Come on, Go High Level. So, that's crazy. Oh, it wants me to put a section first. There we go. And then add the element. So, code block. We're going to pop the code block in here. We're going to open up the custom JavaScript. Now, this is, again, so similar on ClickFunnels. It's actually kind of crazy. And then boom, we're going to paste that directly into there. Click save. Now, if you want it to be a different size or you want to change any of that stuff, you want to change it in here. You also have this drop down where you can choose what you want to do there, right? So let me actually, I'm going to swap this for this other code. I'm going to do general embed instead of the specific one. So there we go. Okay, so we're going to save this. We're going to click save. And as soon as that's saved, now we can pop out the preview. So just hit this preview button. We'll see our page, right? Inspiring One Live. Apply now. Click apply now. Boom, there's your form, okay? First name, last name, phone number, email address, company. Now, what I recommend is if you're doing it in a form like this, make sure this box fits the form. You don't want people scrolling like this ever. It's going to kill your actual opt-in rate. And I don't even recommend embedding it in a pop-up. I would just embed it on the page. So I would have, VSL video and then below it, the application, right? So pretty straightforward. So if we click apply now, we can fill out our form. Let's go ahead and just test the form. So Jordan Park, phone number, put a fake phone number in there, jordan@revpilot.com. You guys can email me if you want, and then company revpilot.co. Actually, we'll just do RevPilot. And then boom, we'll submit, right? Now we have to change something in Typeform because we actually want the Typeform to go somewhere, okay? We don't want it to just submit like that. So we're gonna hit publish on this page. And then we wanna go back here and we want to come into the appointment page. So now we want the appointment page. We want to grab the actual URL. I recommend grabbing this and pasting it here. And then it's going to pop up whatever the final one is. So this is perfect. And then we're going to come here. And actually, I changed this here. It should have... that's weird. That actually should have updated. Yeah, we're going to use this link here. So, okay. So we have this. We need to come back into Typeform. And then we're going to go to the ending section right here. And then we just have redirect URL. And then we're just going to pop the URL into there, just like that, right? Now, I'm on a free plan here. So at this point, I haven't used Typeform inside of our own organization in a while. And I don't want to do this in a client account. So I'm just going to pop over to here. So, this is how you do it essentially in Go High Level. So you have both ways. So if we're going into Go High Level, we're going to go into surveys. We are going to go to builder, and then we want to create a new survey. And what is the difference between survey and a, oh, that's strange. I already have my Stripe connected. All right, instead of wasting time trying to connect a Stripe account, I already have it connected. I don't know why it's making me reconnect my Stripe account to Go High Level, but let's just use a form. So we're going to add a form instead of a survey. I would recommend using a survey because that's where you can actually ask the questions, but we're going to be able to do the same exact thing, right? So let's start from scratch. We're going to create this, and we'll just name this something that correlates with the video that we are actually producing, if it'll load. But in Typeform, all you need to do, like I said, is put the redirect URL inside of here and then save it. So now when that form is submitted, it's going to redirect to wherever this actually is. So pretty straightforward there. Let's come back here. Let's reload this. I don't know why it is taking me all the way back. I see why it was saying connect Stripe, because it's taking me out of my account. Good old High Level. Maybe you should use ClickFunnels instead of Go High Level for this. But we want to come to sites. We want to come to forms, form builder. Form 4 is right here. I'm not quite sure why it keeps kicking me all the way out like that. So we're going to call this YouTube test form. And then we have first name, last name, email, phone. That's all good. Perfect. So we're going to save this. And actually, let's dash funnel full. I have another video that I named it almost identical. So okay, perfect. And then we want to go to settings, and we want to make sure on redirect, it's going somewhere. So open URL. And then again, this is going to be that landing page for the book a call. So we're going to grab this. We're going to throw this in here. Now we're going to update something else in here that I'll show you in a moment. But for now, we can just click save and we're good to go. Okay. So that is all set up. Now, when I come into here, we want to now go to this page, and we need to add this calendar logo right here, this calendar page. So in Go High Level, you can use the Go High Level calendars. Now, the problem is if you're not using Go High Level as a CRM, I'm going to show you the secret sauce and how to get it into Close or HubSpot, wherever. So you can do your marketing here and you can do everything else somewhere else if you want to. So we're going to open up OnceHub, and we're going to go to create, easier way is go to booking pages. I have a very specific way. I've been doing this in OnceHub the same way for 7 years. It is the best way to do it. So public name, we are going to name this YouTube dash test. And then internal label is YouTube test. Grab this internal label. Now, remember, this is public facing. So if you want your internal label to be very specific to the actual campaign, so you can send over like lead source, make sure your internal label is different than your public name. And actually, we'll just do that. So YouTube test, and then we're going to do Lander 1. Okay. So this is the source that's actually going to come through. We're going to save this right there. You can set up whatever options you want. We're going to come back to this page in just a moment. Now, we also want to create a master page. So we're going to click on master pages. We're going to click the plus icon right here. We're going to put this in here. We're going to delete this because I don't want the public to see that, right? And then we have the internal label right there. You can see the links all created. Click save. Okay. So now we have an event type and we have a master page. The next thing we need to do is come over here to resource pools. So we're going to click on resource pools. And then we're going to create a new resource pool. Guess what we're going to name it? Same exact thing. So you should do this every time you produce a new funnel. That way you have separated resources and all of this is good to go. So we're going to come over here. Now we're going to find the YouTube test and my team's going to kill me because I'm just putting random things in here. But for the sake of the YouTube video, I want to support you guys. Okay. So we're going to come here. We're going to find the event type that we just created. And this is why it's so nice to name it the same thing. Boom. And then we're going to find the booking assignment. We want to use a resource pool. We do not want to add an individual booking page. We want to grab the resource pool right here. And we're going to click save. Okay. Now we need to assign individuals to the resource pool. So we click on resource pools. And then we scroll down to YouTube test lander right here. We're going to click on resources. We're going to click on this button and we're going to add, let's say myself, right, as the resource. Okay, so that essentially means now I am in a pooled availability inside of OnceHub attached to a master page. The master page is taking the event type and all these other booking pages because of the resource pool and putting them together. Okay, so that is all good. Now we simply need to go grab our master page. And the neighbor's dog is going crazy. I don't know if you can hear that. But we have the YouTube test lander. Click right here. And then click on this setting. And then click share and publish. Okay. Now, I highly recommend that you use OnceHub over Calendly because of the admin and management privileges that you have inside of here, as well as the opportunity to send things through the URL and complete the booking page. I'm going to show you how to do that. We don't want them to have to fill out both the opt-in form or the application and the booking page with their information. For anyone, any funnel you've ever gone through, it's probably super annoying to put your contact information in 3 separate times on opt-in, on the application, and then ultimately in the booking page. So this prevents that from happening. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on website embedded right here. We're going to scroll down and we're going to do customer data is passed via URL parameters. Okay. So web form integration. We're going to scroll down and copy this. Okay. So that's all good to go. We're going to come back to go high level. We're going to open up our funnel. So I want to go to funnels. We're going to go to the business services one, I believe is the one we were just building, right? Yep. I should have renamed that, but cool. And then we go to appointment. We're going to go to edit, and then we're going to plop this calendar right onto the page. Super straightforward. So right here, we're just going to delete this, and then we're going to add custom CSS or code block, if you will, to this element right here. Click on the JavaScript, open code editor, paste your schedule once form into here, and click save. Okay. We're going to click this. We're going to go ahead and publish. I don't know if you need to click save and publish or just publish. I always click save and then publish. Maybe I'm wasting a ton of time. So now when we refresh this page, as long as those have gone live, they should go live relatively quickly. So let's give it just a moment. Doesn't seem to be loading. So let's go ahead, publish one more time. There we go. So if we preview it, boom, there is our calendar on the right-hand side, right? So we're all good to go. Super easy. Select the time. Now, here is where you can see I have to fill out the contact information, but I said we don't want to do that twice because we already did it on the application. So we need to fix this. How do we do that? It's the same in Typeform as it is in Go High Level. So we're going to click back here. We're going to go to our form builder. And essentially, we want to add the URL parameters to the form on submission, right? So when we redirect to here, we actually want to put the URL parameters here dynamically. So it pulls it out of the form, puts it in the URL, and then OnceHub is going to capture those, okay? So I'm going to show you how in just 2 moments. And then we'll move on. Essentially, after this step, we're just going to go through our funnel, make sure, everything's been opted into. All right, we are back. I had a little bit of a technical difficulty. Apparently, my MacBook is full and the video shut off. Luckily, I noticed that it shut off, and I'm hoping it doesn't shut off again. But I'm still on the same page that we were at. I do have some amazing German water here. I'm currently sitting in Germany. But like I was saying, we need to add the URL parameters so that it passes to the next page. Now, to do that, we already have our on-submit redirect to whatever the URL is that we want. Now, all we need to do is add this to it. So, question mark, right? Name equals, and then the parameter plus last name equals and email equals, okay? Now, we have to change one other thing to make this super simple inside of OnceHub. So we want to come back out of this. We want to go to booking pages. We want to go to the event type that we set up. So that's this guy right here. And we want to come down to booking form and redirect. And we're going to do 2 things here. So you can see here, this has company name, your name, email, and mobile phone number. If it doesn't capture these things, it's not going to create the booking. Now, we already know that we're getting name, phone number, email address, all this stuff on the other side. So we have those parameters for our CRM. We don't need to collect them twice. We just need a unique identifier, which is the email address, and then I like to add the name, okay? So we're going to change this to, let's say RevPilot console, and you can see your name and email address. Boom. So now we have query URL parameters, and I don't want to overcomplicate it. Just copy this exactly. So you have your URL parameter. It's going to fill out your name and email address and pre-populate this. Now, the second thing we want to change on this same exact page is on redirect, where do we want it to point to? Okay. So save your form and then go back in Go Ahead Level. We're going to go back to funnels. We're going to open up our funnel and we're going to grab our thank you page. So click on thank you page right here. And we're going to grab this. So essentially, when I paste this, it's going to go somewhere. We just want to make sure. Oh, I don't know what is going on with these. So weird. Just click on this, and then you'll have this link here. I got to figure out why it's not querying that correctly. I've never had that happen. But this is the link we want. So these should have updated. They didn't. You can do that in publishing, but go here and just pop out this view page and then copy that link because that will be the correct link based on the path that we adjusted earlier. Okay. And then come back to OnceHub and we want to put that URL directly into here. Okay. Now on display, I like to do 0, just redirect immediately as soon as the booking happens. We don't need to send any data to the thank you page necessarily. So we're just going to click save. Now, if you wanted to, for example, pass the meeting booking times and everything, you can send that to the confirmation page here. Then you could create a code block on the page that says, here is your actual meeting time, right? Pretty straightforward. So now we just need to basically test our funnel. So we're going to come here and we are going to pop out this view page. Let's drag this all the way to the end. So I got my really cool page here. I got apply now. I'm going to go ahead and fill this out. Now, we have to check the URL parameters because those are going to be the most fidgety thing here. And I think I used the right little pieces, but I'll go back and check it right now. So the biggest thing, we always want to test these. I've been doing this for 7 years. I still mess these up, so just test. So we have Jordan Park, a fake phone number, and an email address. There's my real email address if you want to use that. And then RevPilot, we're going to click submit on that. And then, you know what? So funny. I didn't update the form on the landing page. So let me come back because we're switching over to Go High Level. So essentially, I just need to come into the pop-up settings. So pop-up settings right here. And then click on the pop-up settings, delete this guy, add the element for the form. So this was instead of embedding the type form. If you want to do it this way, you can just do this. It will save you money, that's for sure. And Go High Level is pretty solid. There's a lot of things you can do in here on like the marketing side, right? So cool. So now we just need to And I don't want a code block. What am I doing? I want the form. So where's my form? There it is. Boom. Okay. And in select form, we're going to do full funnel test form. Boom. There it is. And then we don't really need to change anything else. Let's click publish right here. Give that a second. And then we're going to go back. We're going to pop this view out. Drag this to the end. Let's delete these pages here. And then there we go. So we're going to click apply now. We're going to fill out the form, Jordan Park. There we go. And then, it's trying to, this is something, if you guys use Go High Level, these are all little nuances that are really important. So if you use Go High Level, on the form builder, let's open this in a new tab. There's a country picker. So if you don't turn the country picker on and you're someone like me who has a US-based phone number, but I'm sitting in Germany, they're not going to be able to fill out your form. And that's a big problem for anyone international, but you can't really tell unless you try to fill it out internationally with a different phone. So click on the phone field here and then enable country picker. Super important in Go High Level. Okay. So boom, let's go ahead and just refresh this page. The country picker should be there as soon as it reloads. And I think I got something cookied because these pages are just not refreshing. So, man, it really doesn't want to refresh. Crazy. Let's try it. Let's try it again. Did we save our form? Let's make sure this saved. There we go. So it's on the form. It should already be on this page. I shouldn't need to republish this. But let's find out. This was the page right here. Wow. Yeah, there's a cookie issue that I need to resolve on my computer. I normally don't have that problem. But if we pop this one out, should be good. So there we go. So Jordan Park. Okay. Boom, boom, submit. And there we go. It redirects to our calendar page. Okay. So just like that, it redirects to our calendar page. Now, what we need to make sure is see how these URL parameters are coming through here, right? So this looks pretty good. We have book call, name, first name equals Jordan Park, and email equals Jordan Park. Now, what we don't want is this F name in here. So this, I don't know how that got in there. We need to remove that. I'm just going to submit it for the purpose of this, but we need to go back to our form. And I think I might actually have it open, settings, redirect. We're just going to come into the form and delete the F. It should just be name. So it should just be name. There we go. Save. Cool. And then see how I refreshed. We should be good. Select this. Now, how you will know if it auto submits or not is it will either submit and redirect, or it'll show you the page to actually fill out. Okay. So that fixed it. We're good to go. I don't need to update anything else on the form. Again, that was, we need name equals. So question mark, name equals. And then the go high level field right here, which is just curly bracket, contact.first underscore name. And then I have last name in there, and email equals contact email. Now, something small to note here is this plus icon. That is essentially a space. So if you have a plus icon, it'll put a space in there in the URL parameters. So we're all good. Make sure this is saved again. And we made it to our landing page, okay? We also have test data. So now we have to figure out how do we get this information into close.com. So we are going to go to Zapier, and we're going to create a new folder just for this video. So we're going to say YouTube testing. And we're going to save this. Man, we are having all kinds of weird issues. YouTube testing. I've never seen that error when creating a folder in my life. Save. Wow. I guess it logged me out. You guys get to watch all the fun things that we have to go through. Oh, I don't want to log into that Zapier account. I want to go to our company one. We'll sign in again here. And there we go. So Zaps. Let's make sure we're logged in the right account. I want the RevPilot, not Pedro Deo, Renzo, RevPilot right here. So we're going to come in here. We're going to click create new Zap. We're just going to not put it in a folder for now. So the new Zap, essentially, we need two Zaps. Okay. This is literally any funnel you replicate, build. You're going to need a minimum of these two Zaps. So you need one to capture the initial opt-in or the application that we submitted, and that needs to send over to the CRM. And then we need a calendar page opt-in to send to the CRM as well. What we don't want to do is duplicate the opt-ins, right? So if we do an opt-in and then we do an application page, then we do a calendar, we don't want three deals. We don't want three leads in the system. So we want to make sure we do a couple things. So we're going to start with the opt-in. Now, here's the difference between ClickFunnels and Typeform and Go High Level. Okay. If you use Typeform, you can use the Typeform trigger for basically new form completed. Okay. Super easy. The rest of the steps are going to be exactly the same. So the trigger right here for Typeform would be, form completed. And then you just select the form. Super easy. I'll show you the rest of the steps though. Now for Go High Level is a little bit different. And I'm going to show you exactly how to get the information from Go High Level using the form in the actual form builder over. So we're going to go to automation and we're going to click create workflow and we're going to click from scratch. And again, I told you I was going to go through step by step this entire thing. So we want send application or opt-in, whatever you want to call it, right? Application to close.com. Okay. So we need to do a webhook right here. So, we want a form submit as a trigger because that's what we're triggering. So form submission, and we're going to select our form. So add filter, form is YouTube test form funnel. Boom. Super easy, right? Save trigger. And then we're going to go here and we're going to do webhook. Okay. So literally we don't need to do anything else. We just need to do webhook, post, and then put the URL in here. Now, if you've never done a webhook, there's a few ways to do it. This is the super simple, easy way without having to use like Postman and actually posting a real webhook. So all we have to do is come back to Zapier, and the trigger is going to be a webhook. Okay. And then we want to catch a hook. So we're going to put catch. We're going to click continue. We're going to click continue. And then it's going to do this. Now, here is the URL, right? So we just literally copy this. This is the easiest thing, guys. So, and then we paste it in there. Okay. Now, custom data, we have to decide what we want to send through. So we want first name. We want email. Actually, let's do last name first. So last name, email, phone, and then you can add whatever other URL parameters you want. So any information you're gathering in Go High Level, you can just boom, zap it right over. So first name, we're going to grab this and we're going to do contact, first name. This, contact, last name. This, contact, email. And then phone, this, contact, phone. Easy enough, right? Super straightforward. So once we do that, we're going to save the action. We're going to save this. We're going to publish this. Okay. Now we have to fill out our form one more time. So we want to come over here to our form builder. We can literally just click preview and fill out the form. So Jordan Park, whatever fake, actually don't put a fake phone number in here. You're going to make your life easier. You can put a fake US phone number, but don't put an international phone number that you don't know what it is. Jordan at RevPilot.com. And submit. Okay. Submit. So as soon as this is submitted, we want to come over here and we're going to test the trigger. So test trigger. Oh. Okay, so as soon as you test that trigger, it's going to pop up right here, right? So fill out your form. Now, I did notice one thing. You can't use the test form. Like, you can't go from the form. You have to go to the actual page for whatever reason. Type form, that's not the case. But yeah, so once you run that, you just click test or find new records, right? Or get record, and then you'll pull in the record. Now, you can see that we have Jordan Park, Jordan at RevPilot.co, right? We have all my information, okay? Perfect. We click continue, and then we are going to start building out our actual Close Zaps, right? So the first thing we want to do is go to Close CRM, and we want to connect our application right here if you haven't logged into the correct organization, okay? So just make sure you're connected. It's super easy to log in. And then action, we want to find or create lead. So just do create lead. So inside of here, you'll have an update option. So create lead, select an account. We want to select the account. There you go. Perfect. So create lead. And then if we scroll down here, unless they moved it recently inside of Zapier, they did. So don't use this. I'm lying to you. So come back here, and this is really important. So we don't want create lead. We want find lead. There we go. So find lead is what we want. And I'll show you why. Because we want to search if the lead already exists. We have people opting in all the time. So we want to find the lead first. How do we do that? We're going to check if it exists in the account by the email address, okay? Now, that's all we're going to put here. And then we're going to click Create Close Lead if it doesn't exist already. So we'll click on that. And then we'll come down here and we get to put our rest of our information in, okay? So choose the lead status. For this, we're going to put it into the potential section. We won't put it in the qualified until they book a call. Now, you do have to have your close account set up. If you need that piece, go watch the other videos. I have like 3 or 4 videos building out a close account start to finish. This is more the funnel, the calendar, how to link all these together. If you need to build a close account, literally just go to any of the other videos on my channel that show you how to build a close account. We have like 5 different videos, literally an hour long, breaking up the whole thing. So, but contact name, we are just going to do first name, space, last name. Super, super easy. And then I like to do direct email. So direct email, we're going to put the email in there. Direct phone, we're going to do the phone number. Literally this easy. Boom, 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 boom. And then you can put in any other information. So let's say you want to send over the lead source of the form or the form name or the pixel ID or the UTM parameters, whatever it is, just make sure it's in Go High Level and it's sent through that webhook. If you need to add it to the webhook, you just add it to that workflow step, right? Where we were. I don't have it pulled up anymore, but pretty straightforward. And then we don't really need to do anything else yet. We're just going to create the lead, continue, and then we are going to test the step, okay? We're going to see if the test works. So, boom. Looks like it went through, okay? Now, we want to verify that it did go through. So, we're going to open up my close account. We're going to go to leads, and we should see Jordan inside of here. So, let's give it a moment. And it did find the lead, right? So, it found the lead, and then we can see the contact created IDs right here. So you could compare that to the lead I'm looking at in there. You're good to go. But this is only the first step. So we found or created the lead. That's step 1. Now we got to decide what else we want to happen, right? So typically we are then going to have it fill out a form. So we're going to do close.com again, select close, action. We want custom activity. So create a custom activity, okay? Now, if you watch the other video on how to build a closed account itself, it literally shows you how to create the custom activities for the whole account structure and how to build all those apps for them. It's on the channel. So now in here, we need the lead ID. So we're just going to click here. We're going to click custom. We're going to go to find lead. We're going to go lead ID. And that is how we're going to locate the lead moving forward. We want to use ID, not the email address, moving forward in these other steps. Okay. So lead ID. Now custom activity ID, I want to do new activity. And then we are going to do status. This is going to be published. Activity type. We get to choose, right? So what is the actual activity type that we are creating, right? So let's go ahead and do a website contact form, for example. And that should still be an activity type inside of the custom activity. Date of activity. Well, you have a couple ways you can do this. So you can scroll through here and find date created right here. We got mosquitoes in the house because I got the windows open. So you can do that. You can just find a date field in here that correlates with the day. You can also, small hack is go in here and then you can just do date of activity is today. And Zapier will insert today's date. You can also put a couple other options in here. We're just going to do that for now. We're going to click continue. We're going to click test step. And this is where the beauty happens, okay? So now, since it already found the lead, it didn't really update anything. But if we come into leads, we're going to see a lead bubble up to the top. It's a RevPilot lead. What do you know? And there is our new activity. Less than 1 minute ago, date of activity. You can see that it actually filled out the date of activity based on the today. So for those that didn't believe me, it works. And then we have the activity type. So we're all good to go there. And then we want to do anything else we want to do here. So maybe we want to enroll them to a workflow. You can do that. But for me, I'm just going to create the lead and then we're going to create the thing because we still have a whole nother step, right? So if we click publish, this will load that and then we're good. So now we are going to go back. Let me just rename this to YouTube test full funnel. Boom. Let me rename this to dash opt-in. Okay. We're going to go back to Zaps. We're going to click create Zap, click new Zap. And we're going to show how to get the calendar event in there because that's the next step on the page. So, and this is the same for Calendly. You're going to follow the same steps. Just this initial, you're going to look up Calendly right there instead of the other one. So we're going to do booking completed. We got to select our account. Hopefully I know which account it is. We're going to try this one. Hopefully that's it. And then we're going to test the trigger. So this should pull in a booking, right? And we can see a booking was made. So we can scroll through here and figure out what this was. Looks like this was like a RevPilot consult. Someone booked a call from our YouTube channel. Okay. Or ads, actually. It came from a campaign. So that's fine. We actually don't need to do anything else. We can click continue and then we just go to the next step. So we want to filter. And this piece is really important because you notice this is a general trigger. It's going to trigger every time. Well, I don't want people coming from my ads going through this new funnel, right? And double going through all my zaps. So all we're going to do is come over here to internal booking page label. Booking page internal label right here. But sorry, we don't want the booking page one. We want the master page internal label. Master page internal label. Probably be easiest if I just type it in. So master page internal label right here. And then text contains. And then we got to go get that. Let's not guess what it is. So we're going to go to the master page. That's over here. We're going to scroll down. We're going to go to YouTube test lander. We're going to go event types. Sorry, not event types. We're going to click here and we're going to go to primary settings. And we're going to go to an internal label. We're going to copy this internal label right here. We're going to come back to Zapier. We're going to pop it in here. We're going to test. It's going to fail because we don't want this one going through, but we want other ones going through. So we're going to click continue right there. And the next step is going to be close. And we are going to do find lead, right? So we're just going to search the lead. So now we repeat the process basically. We're going to select the main account. We're going to click continue. And then we're going to go in here. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to search on email because we have the email address, right? So boom, we're going to use contact email. And then we're going to create lead if it doesn't exist already. Because if for some reason, somehow they fill out the form, but they don't actually, however they got to the form without filling the other form out, we just want to make sure we have this information. So contact, we're going to do first the contact name, and then we're going to do contact email, direct email plus boom, and then we want email address. So at least it creates a lead if somehow they got to that step, but they never should. It should never happen. So our find lead step is done. Now it's always going to find a lead because we're already creating on the previous step unless something broke. That's the only case, but we still do it just in case. So we find lead because now we have the lead ID and we want to create a custom activity. So we type in close right here, action, create custom activity, select this, click continue. Lead ID, this is why we did that last step. So we can have the lead ID. Click the 3 dots right here, custom, booking complete. And then we want the find lead step. So we'll pop this down here. And then we'll come to lead ID. Okay. So now we have the lead ID, which is the lead we want to do that on. Custom activity ID. We're going to do call booked. Okay. Now again, custom activity is a whole other video. Go to the other video, figure out how to build those first. Build your closed account first, then connect all this stuff. So custom activity type, call booked. And then we can do status, published, call type. So we're going to do RevPilot consult, for example. Lead owner, Jordan. Now, okay, this is actually a super important part that I skipped. So we have to know who this lead owner is, right? So we need to get user. So we're going to hit a plus icon right here. And we're going to add close. And there's 2 ways to do this. You can round robin the lead to someone, but they already scheduled a call, right? So we don't want to do that. But that would be what you would do if you didn't have them booking calls for some reason. Maybe they just opt in and we're doing a speed to lead campaign and dialing out to them. So here we're going to do get or just type in user. So find user is what we want. Click continue. And then we don't want to use full name. We want to use email address. Where do we get the email address? Well, it's going to be on the booking, right? So we're going to scroll down. And again, don't be an idiot. Just search right here. So booking owner email. So this is going to be the actual user of OnceHub that meeting was scheduled with. So we just select that, right? Continue. Test step. And it's going to find my user inside of close. Okay. Super important step that I just totally glossed over. So now we're here. Continue. We got to come down here. Lead owner. We're going to select, you don't want to hard code because this will go to specific people. You want to come here, custom. We're going to go to find user step. And we're going to grab that user ID. Make sure it says user underscore and then the ID. Lead owner, custom, find user, lead owner. Okay, date booked would be today. You can literally just hard code that. And then date of call is going to be whatever the date of call is inside of here. So date of call should be the start time. I hate scrolling through here. Should be up towards the top. Booking meeting time right here. Boom. And you're good to go. So, and then you can add the call source if you want. So we know this came through this specific funnel. So you just add a call source to your custom activity and then you can select it. But it's not required, so we don't need to do it. So click continue. Test step. Now, if I go look up whoever this person is in my CRM, it's going to have this on that lead. Okay. So we're good to go there. Now, the next thing would be, okay, do you want to add them to a workflow? And typically, yes. So we're going to hit the plus icon. We're going to go to close. And actually add a filter here. All right, so I'm gonna just give you all the secret sauce. So we want 2 close steps and we want to filter in between. Okay, I'm going to show you why. So this one is going to be find workflow subscription. So we essentially are going to say, hey, are they in this workflow? So workflow, let's say the call booked ID, right? Because we don't want to enroll them in the same workflow they're already in. So call booked call outreach. This is just a workflow we haven't closed. So you'll see all your workflows in there. Contact ID, we want find lead, and then we want to scroll down to the contact ID, not the user ID. So contact ID is going to be primary contact ID. Boom. There we go. And then we can check. So successful if no search results were found. True. Continue. Test. So all we're doing is finding and seeing, are they currently in the workflow, right? So it should say false if they were in that. They were in it because this client actually just booked. So we're good to go. So then we're going to come to the filter and we're going to say if the find workflow subscription event and scroll down to Zap search success. Zap search was found status true. We're going to say is false. Okay. So we're saying we're only going to continue past this part if we searched and we couldn't find someone that was enrolled in this workflow. Okay. So we'll click continue. And then we're going to click continue. And then we got the action event. So we are now going to do enroll. Subscribe, contact to workflow. Look at that. Boom. So now why are we doing this filter step? Well, we don't want it to just fail over and over and over. It will if they're already subscribed to that workflow because it'll try to re-enroll them and then you just get a bunch of Zap errors. So this just prevents that. Again, these are the small things. But yeah. So contact, we're just going to use the same contact ID. So create custom activity, find user. We want the contact ID wherever this is. Oh no, sorry, find lead in close. And then the contact ID. Primary contact ID right there. And then what workflow do we want to actually enroll them into? Okay. So we're going to go to the book to call workflow. Call outreach. And then we're good to go. Okay. Now, the workflow, you see how it says send emails from, assign calls to, send SMS. We don't need to do this because those steps are defined inside of our close.com workflow. So make sure you assign a user and you're sending from the correct emails and everything. But do that inside of the workflow inside of close, not inside of here. Okay. Now, I'm going to click continue and then quick little thing here. I don't want to click test step because this is a literal person in my CRM who booked a call yesterday, I think. If I do this, it's going to try to re-enroll them into that workflow. So I'm just going to do skip test, okay? And that'll allow me to still publish this. So we'll click publish and we'll be good to go. So essentially we're almost done. So this is all set up here. So what we're going to do now is go to our landing page. So we want to pop out this page and we're going to go through the funnel. So I got my funnel. I'll click apply now. We're going to do, let's do, I don't know, YouTube test. And then we're going to grab a phone number. Pop a phone number in there. Okay. Then we're going to check these two. Phone number, email address. Boom, boom, boom. Click submit. This is going to redirect me to the next page. And boom, we're on our landing page for the calendar, okay? So then we're going to click right here, 7:30. And you see how beautiful this is? They just have to pick a time. They don't have to do anything else. So they just pick a time, click schedule. Calendly, you can do the same thing, but I recommend using OnceHub. So boom, and then they hit the thank you page, whatever it says on the thank you page, okay? So now that is going to be firing inside of Zapier. And if we come into our leads, let's go right here. YouTube test. Our lead already exists. Look at that. How beautiful. Our new activity exists. So we can see where it came from, what the date of activity was. We can see over here an opportunity's already been created, right? Now, how did that opportunity get created? That's a really good question. Well, the reason is because we keep our opportunity creation steps separate from the initial two zaps. And we do that because we have custom activity zaps that are doing all kinds of other stuff. They're assigning users, custom fields, updating the opportunity and the lead status. So I have another video on the YouTube channel breaking down custom activity zaps specifically. Build the close account, build the custom activity zaps. Then this video will show you how to connect to everything else. Okay. So it's really that order. But let's go ahead and refresh right here. And you should see the calendar one pop up in just a moment. And if it doesn't, one way you can check, because sometimes this just isn't going to work first time for you guys. So we can always check like, okay, it's published. We want to click on Zap runs right here and then figure out if it's ran, right? So we're just going to refresh this Zap. And then we're going to go Zap runs. And we're going to find out if it's ran, right? So it has not ran yet, but it should have. So we'll give it a second here because, oh, that's why. Look at that. Even I make mistakes, guys. I put the trigger as booking completed. This should be booking scheduled. I don't know what I was doing. So there we go. So we'll test trigger. And we're going to actually probably see my test that I just made. Yeah, YouTube test. So we'll click continue, and then we're just going to republish this. I believe all the fields we already added should still be good, but we'll find out in 2 seconds. I'm just going to retest the whole funnel so you guys can see it live in action. So change that first funnel step. Sorry if I messed you up in the beginning. But apply now. YouTube test 2. . 739. Let's do a different phone number than our test earlier. Okay. Boom, boom. Submit. And this is the beauty, y'all. If you just do this, I mean, we just built a whole system in an hour, right? You can literally just follow along with this thing, and you'll have an entire funnel built out, connected to your CRM, collecting and passing URL parameters, which is a lot of big businesses don't even do that, right? So let's go to our other Close account. We're gonna go here. We should see test 2. There's test 2. Boom. And you can already see, there we go. So we have the new activity. We have the booking details coming from OnceHub as a scheduled email right here. Then we have the call booked activity. So we have date booked, date of call, call type, et cetera, et cetera. And you can see the workflow even messaged, right? So we tried to send that, and we did send the email address out, or the workflow email out also, okay? So this is quite literally an end-to-end setup. You could go do this right now, build an entirely new funnel, connect your Go High Level or Typeform, connect your OnceHub or whatever you decide to use, and have it built tonight by following this video. So I hope this is helpful. If it is helpful, leave a comment below. Let us know. Let us know what other videos you want to see. If you don't want to be doing this on yourself, or you need more strategy, you got to think about your sales process as a whole, feel free to schedule a time to talk with me or someone on my team. It's super important that you don't just go build this stuff willy-nilly, because if you do and you have a complicated sales process, you may overcomplicate it, or you may not do anything at all with the sales process. You may suffer, right? You may not make sales. So make sure you have someone to guide you through this process, and I hope to see you on the other side. Cheers.